a dual winner, then backed up to win the James Hardy 12-hour race here at Easter. Did very, very well, so he's had 3 major endurance wins here at Mount Panorama. Colin Bond, car number 8, the Caltech Sierra. This is a replay of exactly what happened or what led to the pit stop. Have a look. Bang. Deary me, he recovered that well. Just got wide. Coming out of Tui's turn. Went into the pits. Now back on the racetrack running 12th. We pick him up coming over the skyline through the 2WS sweeper. A Corolla separating he and Greg Hansford. Hansford in the 30 car. 73 is of course the car we've been talking about during the day. The 2 veterans, Bob Holden and Rano Aaltonen. When you put 2 past masters and all that experience together into a small car class, you've got to go somewhere. And I'd say they're enjoying reliving the good old days today.
Yes, these guys go down in Bathurst history. They ran the little Morris Cooper S's here in 1966 when those little BMC machines dominated the race. 25 years ago that victory was, and they've teamed up again today. Mind you, they're still active on the racing scene. Rano Aaltonen, he's 53 years of age. Works as a senior instructor for BMW Advanced Driving Safety, and also, little knock of the brake, teaches the German police advanced driving as well. Also competed in the Spa 24-hour race, I think, as late as last year, Richard.
Yeah, he's actually better known really for his rallying exploits, more so than his racing. But he was quite a rally driver in his day, especially in the little minis.
It looks like a driver change. John Bauer, renter body. Well, here comes Dick Johnson, ready to come into pit lane, getting ready. You'll notice when he straightens the car up, the belts will come off on the run-up pit lane now. There you go. Belts are released.
Dick Johnson coming in 2 laps ahead of schedule. And John Brady's on the scene.
Yeah, thanks very much. Dick in, as you say, 2 laps ahead. The reason is that spongy brake pedal he talked about. They've already changed the pads on this car once. Now, they had them on standby if they thought they'd get any help out of changing them again. They've obviously decided not to. The problem's in the hydraulics. They're going to try and run with that, get by on the spongy pedal. It's still working enough. The interesting thing is, as was mentioned about the splash and dash, they've now worked out they will need 1 more stop at the end of this race. It will be a 10-litre stop of petrol. That's all they'll need to stick in the car. It will be a very, very quick one. So if all goes well according to this one, and it looks like doing just that, in fact, it's done very, very well indeed for this change for them. If this spongy brake pedal holds out, they will have 1 very, very quick pit stop left.
Thank you, John. Johnson pitted while running second. John Bauer into the car. They rejoined the race in 3rd place. The Tui's 1000 continues in one direction, while car number 19 is the Kane Scott Dick Johnson, or ex-Dick Johnson car, on lap 120 of 161. Has obviously run through with problems and trying to park in safety. In the meantime, no, Neil Crompton isn't just sitting there doing nothing. I believe you've been busy in the last couple of minutes.
I've had a bit of a sprint down to the bottom, caught a utility, caught a chopper, got some fuel, caught a chopper again, caught another utility, had a sprint back up the hill. But now someone's unfolded a rule book and they say I'll be charged if I drive out onto the circuit. All I really wanted to do, Mike, was put the car back down the bottom of the pit lane, but they've dusted off rule 4,437 that says you can't do that. In fact, what I wouldn't mind doing is having our blokes double check and see what the story is of that.
Here's the Nissan number 1.
The car in 1st place comes in for another scheduled stop, and by the sound of that air gun, they're hammering away on that front wheel nut. Doesn't seem to be coming loose.
I've been on that one for a while. Back one's okay.
They're still going. Well, there's problems here.
There it goes.
So, new wheels and tyres on. A little bit of oil leaking out there out of the, looks like the hydraulic floor jack. Shouldn't affect the running of the car at all. But the engine's fired. Back down on the ground. 40 seconds.
So it's out. Let's go down to Wally Story. Wally, you're having some trouble trying to get the car back.
Yes, Mike, the problem was everybody was in the flap and everybody was getting pretty keen to get the car back down here, not realising, nobody gave it a thought that you're not allowed to replenish out of the pits. The thing we're concerned about is after the race, somebody's going to jump the fence and start pilfering this thing, which is worth just a little more than 2 shillings.
No, I understand that. We checked, and that was the word that we got from Tim Schenk and Alan Horsley confirmed that for us, that you can't get outside assistance. I know it'd be nice to get rid of some of the cars from up there. There's a couple of other guys sharing a similar view, I would think.
Yeah, well, the mistake we've made really is I didn't go up and talk to Tim and explain my situation, so we've made a pretty bad error there. But anyway, we can't go back to that now.
Well, so what have you got to do? I guess let's see if we can put you in contact with Neil Crompton, and then you can explain it to Neil. He can be frustrated, but at least he'll know. He'll know. You there, Neil?
Yes, I am. Hi, guys.
Talk to Wally.
Okay, well, what's happening?
Well, in the middle of me organising with you to send up some fuel, in the middle of it all there, we haven't actually been within the rules to do that, and the concern about the car being pilfered, unfortunately, is overridden by the fact that it's just illegal in the race regulation to do it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just go down to Quarry Road to where our OB van is down there. It'll be safe down there, so I'll have a wander down there and I'll come down and see you shortly.
Thank you, gentlemen. I hope we've been happy to resolve some of the problems for you.
Oh, that's fine. Thanks for that, Mike.
Okay, buddy.
That's
great. No worries, Mike. Thanks very
much.
much.
After that pit stop, Nissan rejoined in first place, but we've got problems for the 17 car, John Bow.
Oh dear. Smoke pouring from the front left-hand wheel.
That's looking fairly terminal. And that's looking even worse.
Yep, the Seaton car was coughing and spluttering its way out, and it hasn't even made it out of pit lane. I can see the Peter Jackson pit crew running up the end of the pit lane to pull it back. Oh, look at this. Smoke pouring out the inside of the cockpit of the 17 car. John Bow getting covered in smoke and fumes. The wheels shaking, obviously a problem on the front left-hand corner of the car. But he's only a couple of 100 metres from pit lane, so he should make it back. Well, it's quite a barbecue in the 17 car. Meanwhile, car 18 comes in.
This is going to be good when 17 arrives.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 Shell Sierras, or one of them at least, not on a scheduled stop. And Johnson's recent bad luck continues. 1991 has not been his year.
Well, there's even bigger problems. The Johnson car is coming back, and they're pushing the Peter Jackson car back at the same time down pit lane.
So 3 Sierras there in trouble. Well, the 18 car apparently is running okay still. And it's off the jacks and out in just under 40 seconds. So 18 is still running to schedule as far as the Shell team's concerned. But car 17 there, John Bow, the engine's still idling. And he wants to know what the problem is before he gets out of the car.
Meanwhile, the 30 car is back. They couldn't get it to form. Let's go down to the Shell pits and John Brady.
Yeah, Neil Lowe is still trying to find out from John Bow just what the worry is at the moment. A lot of smoke coming out from this engine. They've just cut it now. It looks like they've got some fairly deep problems. John Bow getting out of the car, and all of that doesn't point to